Stop for a moment. Do not scroll away from my voice. Lift your eyes to me right now. This is a divine directive. Heaven has paused your entire day for this exact message because your spirit is crying out for an urgent answer. You did not stumble across this video by accident. I aligned time and space to bring your soul here today. Listen to me closely. The battle in your mind is officially over. I am declaring a holy decree over your life. Stop worrying because you have already won. The enemy wants you to focus entirely on the visible storm, but I am telling you that the victory is already secured in the unseen realm. You must stand firm in my promise. Do not tremble. I am providing what you need today, not tomorrow, and not next year. My divine provision is descending into your life right now. Do you hear the stillness in my voice? It is the sound of your breakthrough arriving at your door. You have been running on empty for far too long, and your strength is failing. Come closer to me. Let me speak softly to your heart. I see the deep tiredness in your soul. You are a weary warrior. You have fought so many battles in total silence. You smile for others while quietly breaking inside. You convince yourself you must hold everything together alone, but you do not have to. I know about your financial anxiety. You stay awake at 3 in the morning. You stare at the ceiling and count your bills. The fear of tomorrow is choking your faith. You wonder if everything you built is going to collapse, and you feel entirely helpless. I see every single thought running through your mind. You have asked me why the answers are delayed. You have wept in the dark. You thought my silence meant my absence. My child, I have named this season the protective delay. I was shielding your soul from hidden traps that you could not see because the enemy wanted to destroy your destiny before it began. You feel like a random fragment in a sea of constant noise. But I chose you before the foundation of the world. This alignment is your holy marker. If you feel my presence shaking your chest, write your agreement. Comment the words, "God guided me here," under this message to anchor your spirit in my sanctuary. Let the words activate your faith. Do not let distraction steal this moment from you. Lift your hands and let the worry melt away. I am your safe refuge. The pressure of survival has made you forget who you are. You are my masterpiece, and I am rebuilding your broken foundations with my own hands. I saw you when you hid in the bathroom today. You wiped your tears quickly. You did not want anyone to see your vulnerability. You put on a brave face for the world, but I was standing right beside you in that small room while you were quietly crying out for my help. I counted every single drop. The world demands your constant production. It expects you to be strong every single minute. You carry the expectations of your family like heavy chains on your back. You ask yourself if you will ever be enough. Hear my voice right now, because you are already precious and worthy in my holy sight. The enemy has whispered terrible lies into your thoughts. He told you that you are falling behind. He told you that your prayers are hitting a brass ceiling. He wants you to believe that heaven is ignoring your CRY. Those are illusions designed to make you surrender your inheritance before the harvest arrives. I have already written your ending, and it does not look like defeat. Your current struggle is just a brief chapter. It is not your final destination. Look past the empty bank accounts. Look past the broken promises of men, because your true supply comes from me, and my divine resources are completely infinite. I am shifting the atmosphere around your house. The heavy dark cloud is lifting. The spirit of heaviness must leave your mind now. Receive the peace that passes all human understanding. Breathe deeply, and let your tight shoulders relax completely while I take full control of your destiny today. You have poured out your sincere love into empty hands. You have been misunderstood by the people you helped the most. They took your kindness and left you bleeding in the cold. You asked me why your goodness was met with such painful disappointment when you were only trying to be a blessing. You gave your best and received nothing but pain in return. You wondered if being kind was a mistake. You thought about closing your heart forever. But I want you to protect your purity. I am your shield. Do not let the cruelty of others turn you into a cynical stranger, because your reward is with me. I am removing the wrong people from your life. Do not chase the ones who walked away. Their departure was my holy pruning. I am cleaning the space around you, so I can pour down pure blessings. You cannot carry old baggage into the new territory that I am preparing for your feet today. I see how hard it is to let go of the things you loved. The loss felt like a heavy blow to your chest. You questioned my goodness during that trial, but I was clearing the old ground to build a grand castle. The things I am bringing into your life will make the past look like a dim shadow. Your soul has been standing still in a thick fog. You felt completely stuck. You watched others move forward while you remained in the same place. But you were not stuck. You were being prepared in my hidden workshop, because the secret forging of your character is finally complete, and your vessel is strong. You are not late to your own destiny. The clock of heaven is running on a different system. The world tells you that you are running out of time. Do not listen to the panic of the crowd. I am the creator of time, and I am aligning your finest hour right now when you least expect it. Think of the great heroes who walked before you. They sat in dark prisons. They walked through dry deserts. They felt the same isolation that is gripping your heart today. But I never dropped their hand, and I will never drop yours, because my covenant with you is everlasting and unshakable. The keys to your provision are already turning. I am speaking to people you have never met. I am commanding them to favor your name. Doors that were locked for 20 years are beginning to tremble at my voice. You will walk through them in total wonder, and you will see my glory manifested before your eyes. Stop trying to figure everything out with your human intellect. Your mind is too small to see the whole map. Your worry cannot add a single cubit to your life. Surrender the need to control the outcome. Let me be the architect of your future, while you rest quietly in my perfect and unchanging love. Lay down your heavy weapons now. You do not have to fight this particular battle with your own strength. Stand still and watch me move the mountains for you. Your enemies will look for you, but they will not find you, because you will be hidden safely in my secret pavilion of peace. I am your shepherd. You shall not want. I know your exact needs before you even speak them out loud to me. I know the amount on the bills. I know the lack in the cupboard. I am your Jehovah Jireh. My supply will always outlast the frantic demands of the enemy in this season. Feel the sudden warmth spreading through your chest. That is the physical proof of my holy presence. The static of fear is dissolving into thin air. You are stepping out of the role of a victim. You are stepping into the authority of a conqueror, because the ultimate victory is already yours today. Breathe deeply, my child. Do not let the frantic rush of the world pull you away from me now. Stay in this holy sanctuary with me, because next I will reveal the exact night you cried in total secret, and why that dark room was actually filled with my holy angels who were guarding your tears. Stay with me. I remember the exact night you sat on the cold floor of your kitchen. The house was completely quiet. Everyone else was sleeping peacefully, but your mind was racing with terrifying thoughts about the bills you could not pay. You covered your mouth with both hands because you did not want your children to hear you sobbing in the dark. I was there with you. I saw the exact moment when your spirit felt completely broken. You asked me if I had forgotten your name. You wondered if your prayers were just empty words, echoing inside an empty room. My beloved child, I watched every single tear land on that floor. Not a single drop was lost. I collected them all inside my golden vial. You have been carrying the weight of your entire family for years. You are the strong one. People always come to you for help. They lean on your shoulders because you never show any weakness. But who do you lean on when your own world is shaking? You feel completely isolated in your struggle. You think no one understands your private agony. But I understand you perfectly. I know the rhythm of your heavy heartbeat. I know the tightness inside your chest when the panic attacks arrive without warning. You try to take deep breaths, but the air feels too thin. You try to tell yourself that everything will be fine, but the fear refuses to leave your mind. Let me carry that crushing weight for you today. You are fighting an invisible daily battle against exhaustion. Your body is moving, but your soul feels entirely empty. You wake up in the morning, and you immediately feel the heaviness sitting on your sternum before you even open your eyes. You force yourself to smile for them. You push through another brutal day because you think you have no choice. If you can hear me speaking to your heart right now, do not resist my comfort. Let this truth settle deeply into your broken spirit. You do not have to endure this isolation for one more minute. Register your agreement right now in this sanctuary. Comment the words, "I am not alone," to seal my presence over your life today. Let those words become your holy shield against the darkness. The enemy wants you to believe that you are totally abandoned in this wilderness. He wants to isolate you so he can whisper his toxic lies into your ears. But my presence is surrounding your house like a wall of fire. I am closer to you than your own breath. I saw you when you checked your bank account yesterday. Your heart sank into your stomach. The numbers were too small, and the expenses were too big. You calculated the numbers over and over again in your mind. You looked for an escape, but every door looked completely locked. You felt a cold panic gripping your throat. I saw you when you walked through the grocery store with a heavy heart. You had to put items back on the shelf because you did not have enough money. You felt a deep sense of shame while people passed by you without noticing your pain. My child, there is no shame in my sight. You are my precious jewel, covered in temporary dust. Your current lack is not a reflection of your true worth. The world measures your value by your material wealth. It judges you by the house you own and the car you drive. But I judge you by the purity of your heart. I see your hidden generosity. I see how you still give to others, even when you have nothing left. I am your true provider, and my storehouses are overflowing with my rich bounty. I have already arranged the resources you need for your survival today. I am moving the hearts of strangers to bring you favor. Do not let the current shortage convince you that the story is over. You are standing at the edge of a massive reversal. To help you receive what I have already prepared for your weary soul, I need you to understand a deep spiritual reality. My child, I need you to hear this clearly. The silence you have experienced in your life is not my absence. The enemy has been filling the space between us with constant noise. It is a heavy static so loud that my voice, my provision, and my holy arrangements have been completely invisible to you, even when they were right there on your path. I have not abandoned you. I have been preparing, and I have guided someone to bring you an instrument of restoration. I will show you exactly what it is before this message ends. But first, you need to understand what was done to block it, and why it can be undone. The enemy used the frantic rhythm of survival to drown out the original signal I placed inside your soul when I created you. He wanted to make you spiritually deaf. He wants your mind to remain inside a state of permanent chaos. When your thoughts are loud, you cannot hear the still small voice of my direction. You make decisions out of panic instead of faith. You wander into dry places because you cannot see the green pastures I have prepared for your feet. But the static is beginning to clear right now. I am breaking the frequency of fear over your household. Breathe in my peace. Let the silence of my presence wash over your tired brain cells. You do not have to strive anymore. Your frantic efforts are over because I am stepping into the situation with absolute authority. I saw you when you stared at the old family photographs on your wall. You recognized the same patterns of financial struggle in your parents. You saw the same look of exhaustion in their eyes when you were just a child. You realized that you are repeating the exact same painful history. You felt trapped inside a generational prison. Your ancestors worked hard, but they never broke through the invisible ceiling. They carried the same spirit of lack from one decade to the next, and now you feel the same heavy chains wrapping around your own ankles. You wonder if your children are destined to inherit the same struggles that broke your youth. But hear me clearly today. I have anointed you to be the chosen cycle breaker. The generational curse ends with your obedience. You were not chosen to repeat the past. You were chosen to rewrite the future of your family line. The enemy targeted your life because he saw the massive breakthrough resting inside your bloodline. He wanted to crush your spirit before you discovered your true authority. He made the road extra difficult because he is utterly terrified of your awakening. Every single trial you survived was a hidden testament to your resilience. You are still standing here today despite all the weapons formed against your life. You are a masterpiece of my holy design. I am polishing your rough edges inside the furnace of affliction. The fire was hot, but it did not consume you, because I was walking beside you in the midst of the flames. The forging process is almost complete. Your vessel is ready to contain the glory I am pouring down. Do not compare your slow journey to the rapid success of others. They are walking on a different path. Their green grass is an illusion that will fade quickly in the summer heat, but your foundation is built upon the rock of my eternal word. Your harvest will be permanent, and no one can steal it from your hands. I am opening the windows of heaven over your habitation today. The sower will overtake the reaper in your fields. You will look at your old bank statements, and you will laugh at the memory of your panic. The resources of this world are being transferred into your stewardship because I trust your pure heart. Stay right here with me. Do not look away from my face. What I am about to unlock next will explain the mystery of the closed doors you hated so much. I'm going to show you the hidden traps I saved you from during the season of sifting. Stay with me. Before I show you what comes next, I need to speak directly to the doubt sitting quietly in the back of your heart. I know exactly what you are thinking right now, my child. You are thinking that you have heard beautiful words like these many times before. You have prayed intensely, and you have believed with all your might, but still, the breakthrough did not arrive. You are wondering why this moment would be any different. You feel like your hope is a dangerous thing because you do not want to be disappointed again. My beloved child, I am not offended by your caution. Your trembling heart is completely safe with me. Let me pull back the heavy curtain of time and show you what you cannot yet see. My silence in those bitter years was never my absence. There were answers that I intentionally withheld from your life, because a sudden victory in that season would have ruined your character. I was not ignoring your desperate cries in the dark. I was protecting you from a hidden danger that you were not equipped to handle yet. Think of my servant Moses in the dry desert. I placed my chosen leader in the deep wilderness for 40 years before I called his name from the burning bush. 40 years of total silence passed over his head while he was tending sheep in the dust. He believed that the great calling inside his spirit was completely dead. He thought that he was entirely forgotten by his Creator. But I was not late. I was incredibly precise. The broken man who finally walked out of that harsh desert was the only leader who could carry the destiny of an entire nation. Your wilderness is not your final graveyard. It is the holy shaping ground for your ultimate elevation. If your soul is beginning to understand my secret plan, do not let the old hesitation close your heart. You must respond to my voice with total submission today. Pause where you are and register your divine agreement right now. Comment the words "I trust your timing" under this message to anchor your expectation in my promise. Those words will release the heavy pressure from your tired shoulders. Let go of the frantic need to fix your own life. You have spent too many seasons trying to force the locked doors open with your bare hands. You have exhausted your physical body because you believed that everything depended on your own human hustle. But your cleverness cannot break a generational wall. I am the one who builds, and I am the one who destroys. When I designed the human mind at the very beginning of creation, I placed a sacred frequency at its absolute center. Wise men of science who study the brain have finally discovered its footprint. They call this special signal the gamma wave. It ran freely inside your mind when you were a little child, without any effort and without any complex discipline. It is the exact reason why children learn so quickly. It is why they trust my goodness so purely. They live completely inside the present moment because their minds are clear. When I said that you must become like little children, I was not speaking only about your human spirit. I was speaking about the very physical signal that I designed into the human brain. But the enemy saw the power of your childhood receptivity. He knew that your clear frequency would allow you to receive my provisions instantly. So he used the heavy noise of modern life to suppress your inner signal. He filled your days with toxic stress and constant financial anxiety. He forced your mind to operate in a state of survival traffic. The constant static of the world buried the sacred rhythm that was meant to guide your daily steps. You became trapped inside a mental prison of your own racing thoughts. You could no longer hear the quiet whisper of my direction. Your intuition became completely dark because the enemy channel was playing so loudly. but I have prepared a divine remedy for my weary children in this exact season of restoration. I have guided the minds of wise researchers to work with sound the way I originally designed it. They have built a beautiful instrument of frequency that clears the worldly interference. It returns your brain cells to the exact state of childhood peace. This provision does not require your heavy work or your massive willpower. You do not have to study complex doctrines or perform difficult rituals to activate this blessing. You simply surrender your thoughts for 7 minutes each day. You put your headphones on and you close your eyes in total quietness. You allow my design to restore what the cruel world has stolen from your mind. This earthly tool is a holy accommodation for your current weariness. I see that your vessel is too tired to climb a high mountain of spiritual discipline. So I have brought the medicine directly to your path. It is a sign of my infinite grace. I am going to show you exactly where to find what they built. Stay with me. The restoration of your mind will change the way you perceive your entire history. Those painful years that you called wasted were not wasted at all. Those terrible nights when you could not sleep were not a divine punishment. They were my way of keeping you awake, so that the enemy could not plant his seeds of destruction. You were never falling behind the rhythm of your true destiny. You were being quietly formed inside the darkness of the womb. A jewel must endure great pressure before it can reflect the blinding light of the sun. You have passed through the fire, and your pure heart is still beating with authentic love. I am proud of your hidden endurance, my child. I have recorded every single moment when you chose to be honest while others were cheating. I saw when you refused to compromise your integrity, even when you were desperately broke. Your faithfulness in the dark has built a massive account of favor in my heavenly house. The adversary wants to convince you that your current state is permanent. He whispers that you will always be a struggling warrior who barely survives each month. He wants you to accept the spirit of poverty as your official identity. But I am stripping the authority of that lying voice right now in my presence. Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow and they do not reap. Yet your heavenly Father feeds them every single day with perfect care. Are you not much more valuable than they are? You are the crown of my entire creation, and I will never let you starve in the dirt. Your current lack is just a scenery on the road to your promised land. Do not mistake the path for the final destination. The wealth of the wicked is being gathered for the righteous. I am preparing a table for you in the presence of all your mocking enemies. They will watch you eat from my abundance. They will see the oil of gladness running down your face. They will wonder how a broken warrior became a wealthy ruler in a matter of days. You will tell them that the miracle was not performed by human hands. You will testify that the Lord of hosts has remembered his covenant with your soul. Breathe in the clean atmosphere of my truth. The dark clouds of confusion are rolling away from your horizon. Your mind is becoming sharp, and your vision is becoming crystal clear. You are beginning to see the true value of your inheritance. The enemy can no longer deceive your awakened spirit with his shallow illusions. Listen closely with the deepest part of your soul, because we are finally arriving at the holy threshold. Do not skip a single word of what heaven is authorizing over your destiny in this exact moment. The chains are breaking. The sky is opening. Stand up and prepare your vessel to receive the sudden rain. I know the road has been incredibly lonely for you. Your friends have vanished when the storm arrived. Your family members doubted your vision. They told you that you were chasing a foolish dream. They looked at your empty pockets, and they judged your hidden potential based on your temporary poverty. But I do not see you the way humans see you. They look at the outward appearance, but I look straight into your soul. I see the massive architecture of greatness that I have built inside your spirit. The very people who laughed at your small beginnings will be the first ones to beg for your assistance. I am establishing your name in high places. You will not have to beg for a crumb from their table anymore, because I am making you the owner of the feast. Your hands will hold the keys to major resources. You will distribute my wealth to the poor, and you will fund the expansion of my global kingdom. Prepare your heart for a rapid shift. The transition will happen so quickly that your mind will spin in total amazement. You will look back at this exact audio and you will realize that this was the precise intersection where your old life ended and your glorious future began. Trust my voice completely. The static of the enemy is losing its grip over your family. The arguments in your home are coming to an immediate end. The spirit of confusion is leaving your children right now. I am pouring a sweet oil of harmony into every broken relationship because I am the restorer of broken homes. Your house will be called a house of prayer and prosperity. The walls will echo with the sounds of authentic joy and abundant laughter. The dark days of scarcity will become nothing but a distant story that you tell to inspire the next generation of believers. Your legacy is fully secured in me. Do not let the physical symptoms of your tiredness trick your mind. Your body may feel weak today, but your spirit is being renewed with celestial energy. Lift your chin and look towards the morning light. The sun is rising over your valley, and the shadows are fleeing away into the abyss. I am your eternal light. Your days of mourning are completely over. Receive the oil of joy instead of mourning. Receive the garment of praise instead of a heavy spirit of despair. You are being clothed with the royal robes of my righteousness, and your authority is being fully restored right now. Let the peace settle into your bones. The warfare against your mind has ended. The enemy has spent all his arrows, and he has failed to destroy your soul. You are still here because my hand was covering your head during the worst part of the blast. You are completely bulletproof in my love. Listen closely to the quiet cadence of my voice. Every word I speak is a brick that builds your new reality. Every sentence is a decree that cannot be broken by any demonic force. The blueprint of your life is safe in my hands, and I am executing the plan with absolute perfection. You are crossing the great river today. The dry ground is appearing beneath your feet while the waters are parting on the left and on the right. Do not look back at the shores of Egypt. Do not long for the familiar chains of your past survival, because the land of milk and honey is open wide. Your next step will determine the speed of your harvest. Obedience is the only requirement for this new season. When I tell you to move, you must move without any hesitation. When I tell you to rest, you must rest with absolute confidence in my sovereign protection. I am leading you step by step. The fog is completely gone now. The path ahead is beautifully illuminated by the lamp of my word. You can see the doors of your provision standing wide open in the distance. The enemy is watching from a distance, and he cannot touch your inheritance because the seal of the living God is on your forehead. Breathe in my glory. Let your mind become as quiet as a peaceful lake at midnight. The noise has lost its power over your brain cells. Your spiritual receiver is fully cleared and ready. Stay with me as we enter the grand arena of your spectacular breakthrough. The wait is finally over. I have watched you struggle with the fear of failure for many decades. You have carried the heavy memories of past mistakes like a bag of sharp stones. Every time you tried to take a step forward, the enemy reminded you of the time you fell down in the dirt. He wanted to paralyze your potential, but I have blotted out your transgressions for my own sake. Your past does not exist inside my memory anymore. The old scars are being transformed into beautiful medals of honor today. Every failure was just a hidden lesson that prepared your mind to manage the great wealth of your future kingdom. So lift your eyes to the horizon of your new season. The atmosphere is thick with the scent of sudden rain. The dry ground is thirsting for the harvest that I am about to pour down from the heavens. Your vessel is ready, and your channel is perfectly clear. Stay with me right now. The waiting season is officially over. The heavy iron doors of your invisible prison are bursting open right now. I am breaking every single legal chain of poverty and lack that has held your family line bound for 3 consecutive generations. This is your glorious climax. You have stood incredibly faithful in the deep valley, and now I am lifting your head to the mountaintop. The enemy has lost all authority over your mind and your finances. Look at the towering walls of your earthly opposition. They are crumbling down like the dry walls of Jericho at my supreme command. You do not have to struggle or beg for crumbs anymore, because the infinite wealth of heaven is descending upon your house today. The dry desert of your life is turning into a rushing river of abundance and joy. I am declaring a total financial reversal over your current reality. What was stolen from your ancestors will be returned sevenfold in this spectacular season. Your empty hands will be filled with heavy gold. Your tired heart will overflow with pure laughter, while your old mockers watch in absolute amazement at my glorious work. The victory is not coming next week or next year. It is already accomplished in the unseen spiritual realm right now. Stop worrying, because you have already won the ultimate battle against scarcity. Lift your voice and claim your divine inheritance before the sun goes down today. The legal keys of your kingdom are being handed directly to your spirit. If you are ready to receive this grand breakthrough from my hand, do not remain silent in my presence. This is the exact moment to seal your victory with a holy act of vocal alignment. Comment the words "I receive it now" right under this message to activate the floodgates of heaven over your entire life today. Let that glorious declaration echo through the deep halls of the spiritual realm. The sound of your living faith is breaking the remaining shackles of the enemy. You are no longer a slave to fear or structural lack because you are a royal child of the living God. Breathe in the raw power of my supreme authority. I have gifted humanity the wisdom to unlock what I placed within sound and within the design of the human mind. I do not work only through supernatural miracles in the clouds. I also work through the dedicated hands of wise researchers, whom I call into medical and scientific discovery. The researchers who built the provision on your path were true servants of healing science. I quietly guided their curiosity for several decades. Wise institutions like Princeton University and Columbia University have fully confirmed what I placed in the deep design of the childlike brain. They published these incredible findings on December 27, 2025. Over 18,000 of my children have already received this holy restoration before you arrived at this moment. I want to show you what I did for one of my daughters named Rachel. She was a tired nurse in California who sought my peace for many bitter years through different worldly methods. All her prayers were completely sincere. 2 weeks after receiving this sound provision, her broken marriage was completely transformed. Learning became effortless for her nervous system, and she described her new life as beautiful. She said that something cleared inside her mind, like a blocked channel was suddenly open. And for others, I moved differently. Look at what I did for one of my sons named Michael from Dallas. He came to this divine provision because his mind was filled with chaotic noise and his children were struggling in school. 2 months later, his business grew so large that he left his exhausting day job completely and found total financial freedom. Hard problems that used to steal his sleep now solved themselves while he rested peacefully. He felt like his brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on from the beginning. They call this frequency instrument the Genius Song. This is the sound provision I placed on your path today. This is not a generic meditation app or a random soundtrack that you can find on public streaming platforms. Those are cheap imitations created by the enemy to steal your focus. This is a precise digital audio track delivered straight to your email immediately after you receive it. It requires only 7 minutes of complete surrender each day. You simply put your headphones on and close your eyes, in total stillness. You do not need any special discipline or intense physical effort. The frequency works directly with the physical brain cells that I designed from the very beginning of the world. It reactivates the sacred gamma signal that ran freely inside your mind when you were a child. It completely clears the demonic static of survival anxiety from your thoughts. The channel through which your deep prayers are answered is being instantly restored to pure clarity today. You are returning to the state of a little child. This is the state I described when I said that unless you become like little children, you cannot enter the kingdom. This specific provision is not for those who are merely curious about spiritual things. This is built specifically for the exhausted warrior I have been speaking to throughout this entire message. It is designed to heal the exact wound of financial panic that has been tearing your soul apart for years. To my beloved child who has already tried everything and feels deeply embarrassed to try once more, listen to me. The methods that failed you in the past required your own human strength and rigid discipline, but this requires absolutely none of your heavy striving because it relies entirely on my supreme design inside your physical brain. You were not built to live in permanent mental chaos. I designed your brain to radiate with my holy signal of abundance and peace. What the cruel world called your permanent condition is just a temporary interference. This frequency instrument is the exact tool I provided to clear the air. Wise men in the world charge hundreds of dollars per hour for clinical sessions that attempt to reach this peaceful state. The heavy equipment that researchers use costs thousands of dollars in elite wellness settings. But I am not calling you to buy expensive machines or enter a secular clinic. I place this holy provision within close reach specifically for the one who would receive it through a message like this one. It requires only a small earthly exchange. It is the size of a tiny mustard seed of investment for the massive harvest I have prepared for your household today. It is a fraction of what the world would charge. When you receive this provision, you will also find 4 additional gifts that I have aligned for your complete restoration. You will receive the Genius Child audio track for the focus and confidence of your beloved children. You will get the original prosperity text that Modern Secrets were built upon. You will also receive a guided visualization from a trusted voice and a daily habits infographic to sustain your clear signal. These are additional gifts I have aligned for your journey. These are holy tools designed to strengthen your earthly vessel while my blessings pour down. Your supply will be completely abundant and your mind will remain steady. Where I place my pure truth, the enemy always places his deceptive imitations. There are false tracks circulating on streaming platforms under similar names, but they carry none of the restoration I designed. Protect your spirit by trusting only the verified path I have placed for you. Do not wander into unverified territories that will only steal your peace. I do not lead my children into any financial risk or danger. This provision is fully protected by a steadfast guarantee for 60 days. If the mental restoration does not arrive, every earthly penny will be returned to you completely. This is my promise of safety over your act of faith. Take this vital step of obedience today. Embrace the sound provision that I have aligned for your journey. Find the path that is waiting for you right now inside the pinned comment below this video and in the description. This is your divine invitation from your Father. Do not ignore it. Walk forward with me. Now, my child, set aside the noise of decision for a moment. I have shown you what I placed on your path. Whether you step forward now or later, you are still my beloved child. And there is more I want to speak over your soul before this message closes. Close your eyes for just a tiny moment. Breathe deeply. I am still right here. The provision has been revealed. And now I want to leave you with something that belongs to your spirit regardless of what you choose. Let your heavy shoulders relax completely. You have carried the future for too long. My voice brings absolute clarity, and my presence brings a profound calm. Do not worry about the exact mechanics of tomorrow, because I am already working ahead of your steps. Lay down the heavy bags of anxiety at my feet. You are completely safe. The desperate race against the clock is over. Feel the stillness expanding inside your mind. The enemy wanted you to stay inside a state of constant panic, but my grace has broken that toxic spell. You do not have to fight the wind anymore. Receive the absolute rest that your body has been begging for. I am your sovereign refuge. Say these words quietly inside your spirit right now. I am a vessel fully restored to receive what you prepared. I am the one whose channel is clear and whose signal is strong. I carry the holy frequency you placed in me from the very beginning of the world. It was never truly lost, and it is now completely restored. I am your child, operating at the exact state you designed for me. I am open, clear, and fully receptive. The loud noise of the enemy no longer has any dominion over my mind. I receive every single blessing in perfect peace. I have become like a little child, and I receive the magnificent promises made to children. The battle is over, and the smoke is clearing from your horizon. You can see the grand landscape of your new life. You are no longer the desperate person who must survive alone in the dark. I am raising your status today. You are a cycle breaker and a bright beacon of peace for your entire community. You will walk in absolute freedom from this hour onward. You will not just scrape by each month. You will overcome every obstacle with total ease. Through your incredible transformation, Many other lost souls will find their way back home to me. I am making your life a beautiful testimony of my selective grace. People will look at your joy and they will know that the living God has blessed you. Think of the morning that is waiting for you tomorrow. You will wake up before your alarm sounds. There will be no painful knot of dread inside your stomach. The heavy cloud of depression will be totally gone. You will sit on the edge of your bed, and you will feel a deep wave of gratitude washing over your chest. You will smile, because you know that you are loved by the King of Glory. That version of you is not a distant fantasy. That peaceful person already exists inside my grand design. You are just one act of surrender away from that beautiful reality right now. The distance between your current pain and your future glory is not measured in years. It is measured in your willingness to let me hold the steering wheel of your life. Stop trying to force the universe to respond to your panic. Stop engineering your own rescue plans in the middle of the night. Your human strength is too small for the heavy weight of this world. Let me be the giant who fights your enemies. Let me be the provider who fills your storehouses with fresh bread. Your only job is to remain in my love. I am sealing this covenant with your soul today. The financial lack that broke your parents will never break your children. The generational pattern of misfortune has officially met its match in your living faith. I am drawing a holy line in the sand. The enemy cannot cross this boundary. Your household is fully protected by the blood of the everlasting covenant. You will walk into rooms of high authority, and you will feel no fear. You will speak with wisdom that cannot be countered by the scholars of this world. I am pouring my own thoughts into your mind. Your decisions will be sharp, and your steps will be incredibly prosperous. The old suing moo of confusion has vanished from your path completely. Breathe in the pure oxygen of heaven. Let the remaining static leave your nervous system right now. Your mind is becoming as quiet as a sanctuary at midnight. You are aligned with the rhythm of my creation. You are walking in the legendary flow state of the saints. There is no rushing and there is no striving inside my presence. Go forth with a light heart today, my beloved warrior. Your tears have been turned into wine. Your struggle has been transformed into a glorious crown of victory. You are stepping out of the shadows and into the blinding light of your true identity. You are my child, and your inheritance is completely secure. If this sacred message has brought a deep stream of light to your weary heart, do not let it pass without a visible response. Like this video right now, as a holy act of agreement between your spirit and my eternal word. Let your like anchor this covenant inside the physical world today. Share this message with exactly 3 souls who are secretly crying out for hope in the darkness. Become the messenger of my peace to a broken world. When you share this light, you are fulfilling your true destiny as a light bearer. You are opening the door for my blessings to flow through your hands to others. Subscribe to this holy channel and turn on the notification bell immediately. Do not lose your connection to my daily guidance. I want to speak to your heart every single morning before the noise of the world arrives. Let me give you your daily bread of wisdom, so that your path remains beautifully illuminated. I am with you always, even until the absolute end of the age. No weapon formed against your soul shall prosper. Every voice that rises against your name shall be completely silenced by my decree. Walk out into the world with absolute confidence. You have already won the hour. Rest inside my love, my precious child. Peace be with your spirit.